Hi, this is Jim Palorino. If you don't vote for Ron Paul, you're voting for everything that's already in existence, regardless of what little puppet, right? Other than Ron Paul you vote for, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. It's pretty much going to be the exact same thing. If a person is not talking about ending the Federal Reserve that's running for office, then they're not really offering any quality solutions. If their solution, okay, the Federal Reserve is a central bank, right? It's privately owned, despite the name federal in it. It's privately owned. A pseudo solution offered up quite a bit by Marxists is a central bank. Once again, a central bank, except the central bank is going to be owned by politicians, our government, rather than privately owned, as if that's going to be any better. The consolidated power is still right there, where they can control everything via control of the money supply via a central bank. So that is bank nationalizing a bank, I believe, is erroneous. I know it's erroneous. It's a pseudo solution. It'll probably make things far worse than anything that existed previously with the Federal Reserve. Like people that are far more incompetent running it. Eliminating the central bank and our current currency, our current monetary situation, our monetary system as it exists right now, which is unconstitutional, right? Which is debt-based. Dollar bills in your pockets, they're debt instruments. If everyone paid off all the debt, there would be no dollar bills to the Federal Reserve. There would be $0 bills in existence to use for purchasing goods and services amongst each other. It's all a debt-based system, and it's slavery. It's the enslavement of the American populace, and it really took full effect in 1913 with the Federal Reserve Act. No politician is talking about ending the Federal Reserve and changing our monetary system over to a non-debt-based monetary system with a currency or a money issued by Congress, like our Constitution says. And no one's talking about that except Ron Paul, and because they're not talking about it, they're just people that are there to enhance your slavery. I mean, if they're not talking about that, that's, got to tell you, there's nothing really, they shouldn't really talk about anything else either. Oh yeah, Newt Gingrich, what he's talking about is ending the dual mandate that the Federal Reserve has. The Federal Reserve has, okay, here's a Federal Reserve website, right? They have two things. It's a corporation, right? It's an unusual corporation in that it passes down from family member to family member to family member, as far as I know, and that's like the Rothschild family, right? The shares go and can only go to like a descendant. So, okay, here's the Federal Reserve website. To maximize employment and have stable prices, which is another way to say to keep on inflation low, right? So we have a dual mandate. Now, Newt Gingrich's pseudo solution would enhance the criminality of the Federal Reserve, ending the dual mandate so they only have one thing that they have to concentrate on. So, well, Newt's pretty much like, well, want to avoid ad hominem attacks, but that guy. So he would want to end they got a dual mandate, two things that they desire to do. Not doing well at either one of them right now, I might add. Newt wants to just eliminate one of those mandates so they can just go balls to the walls. Which one is it, Newt? The inflation one? Because that's going to occur. That's going to occur. Just trying to do it with your blessing, I suppose, is what you're. So these are all the bank nationalization and all that. They're communist solutions, and it doesn't get rid of the power where it is right now at all. And the centralization of power, which is the problem. Too much power in the hands of a few people leads to severe sort of criminality, dictatorship, that sort of thing. I mean, they own our politicians. Fucking, they print out that. Well, you need money? Let me introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I mean, beware of the pseudo solutions, right? Understand the problem, and that's the monetary system in and of itself and how it's unconstitutional right now. But beware of pseudo solutions, where people really aren't just offering anything whatsoever of quality, right? I would, if I was king, I'd end the Federal Reserve, and I'd bust up like probably the top 13 banks on Wall Street into smaller groups, smaller banks. Make those 13 banks like 40 banks, and in this, there would of course be an increase in competition for the goods and services of you, the individuals. We would return the monetary system to the Constitution, where our Congress would be issuing the money. I'm not sold on. I know the Constitution says gold and silver and kind of like nothing else. I'm not quite sold on that. I can't think of like basically a currency, but it can't be a debt-based currency, right? Because that's slavery. That's slavery. I can't come up with anything else other than a gold or silver standard. I think that some of these internet currencies hold a lot of promise in their capabilities of keeping, not allowing for inflation to occur. I have to look into those more. I'll be honest with you. Like the biggest one that people talk about is Bitcoin, but I don't think we're right like there yet for like internet currency only, or the technology isn't there yet for that. But gold and silver, I suppose, right? Seeing as I can't come up with anything else, would be the only rational solution issued by Congress to enhance your freedoms without having inflation. Uh, there's a lot of gold, I believe, that's been hidden and kept from all of you, that the ruling elite peoples, families have hidden, and they don't want you to know about it or know that we have just all this gold, and we do. Gold doesn't just disappear. Okay, it doesn't go away. It doesn't really get destroyed. They can melt it down, but it's still gold, and someone else is going to take it and use it for reasons, for gold, for whatever, adornment, jewelry, anything. It doesn't go away though, and this is the number one sought after substance that the human species has had for like the past 6,000 years. Okay, and there's a record find of it according to Bix Bix Weir Weir in the early 1900s in the Grand Canyon. So there's no lack of it, and I believe him what he's saying. He sort of has insider information. I believe what he's saying, and that we can return to the gold standard. There's not a lack of it to go around for our Congress to be able to issue to return to a sensible, sound monetary system that's not based on debt and slavery, which that is slavery. But you're not talking about the monetary system itself as a politician, and qualities, and ending the Fed, and quality solutions um, to the situation and the debt-based currency that we have right now. I mean, this is the center of everything. This is how everything is run. This is how people are controlled, right? Then really, you're not talking about anything. Now, these people are extremely powerful. Really, probably don't think they can that it can be overcome. That we can beat these people. Um, I mean, it can be done, but we don't have anyone really talking about this and focusing on this and this issue. Really, I mean, you have your alternative media, you have your regular media. They don't want you to know anything. But the alternative media, they'd rather focus on like ad hominem attacks on Trayvon Martin, it seems, uh, rather than something that would like um, be beneficial to the American peoples. Uh, they're kind of disgusting. That's the alternative. People call themselves alternative media as well. Um, just there's no focus on the main issue here, which is that they're a slave, and that the people they're talking to are slaves, and everyone in America is a slave because of the monetary system in and of itself. Have a nice day. Read Ron Paul's on the Fed. Bye.